back, Winged Mohila. I am Moindrila and this video is about how to manage stress, high school edition. The first thing I would want to tell you is which is what I had learned in school is to maintain a to-do list. This is something which I swear by even today. Write down everything that you have to do in a day, point-wise, and make check boxes alongside it. Everything you complete, the second you do it, put a tick against it. What this is going to do is, first of all, it's going to be tangible. You can touch it, you can see what you have to do. So it takes that tension out of your head to actually keep remembering, Arey, aaj kya karna tha, aaj kya karna tha. And the moment you see that these are the things that you've already done, you have a sense of accomplishment, which is going to, again, it's like a chain reaction. You feel like you've accomplished it, you're going to be encouraged, and then you're going to be motivated to do more of it. Number 2, make realistic, small, short-term goals. For example, if I have to cover the entire surgery syllabus in 1 week, it is impossible for me to do it. Again, a negative chain reaction is going to work. I'm going to feel upset about it. I'm going to be discouraged and I'm not going to study. Which is why I keep very realistic goals for myself. For example, maybe today I'm going to study 5 pages of this. I'm going to study 3 pages of that, and I'm going to study 2 more pages of this subject. What this does is, when I'm accomplishing these very realistic short-term goals, it makes me feel like I will be able to achieve my long-term goals as well. And all these drops of water is actually going to make the sea, which is why make realistic short-term goals. Number 3, make a timetable. Even if you do not abide by it, try to make a timetable. How you can do it is, you give yourself 10 to maximum 15 minutes in the morning to freshen up, after which study a subject which you find very difficult. When I was in my plus 2, I took up the science stream. I used to find physics very difficult, which is why I used to do it in the morning. As noon approached, I used to do maths, because that's going to, kind of make my brain more alert. I won't have to put a lot of effort into it. As evening approached, I used to do something a little bit more difficult, which was chemistry, because by that time, again, I'm higher my energy levels, I'm more alert, I'm more aware, which is why I could study chemistry better. After dinner, when I'm not feeling very sleepy, I would study something very light. For example, biology. That is a subject which I used to love in school, and it made me have a better sleep at night, because I used to go to sleep studying something I love. Which is this. If you maintain this, then the flow of the day is good. You actually know that you're getting work done. That is number 1. Number 2 is that, this is something I've learned in college, is a human brain can concentrate best for 45 minutes at a time. Take that, note that, study for 45 minutes, take a 10 to 15 minute break, do something you like other than, don't think about what you've just studied, study for another 45 minutes, again take a break. Keep doing this, because along with long hours, what you also need to do is get quality study done. Right now, both quality and quantity matter. So maintain this. What I've done is I've made pop-up notes everywhere in my room, so that whenever I'm passing by, that, I can revise it. Make all these techniques so that studying becomes more fun and it becomes easier. Now, this was about how you can study better. The next thing I want to tell you is, again, this is something I have been doing since when I was a kid, and I still maintain it, is maintain a journal. This is something that only you have access to. Right, whenever you're stressed, you're anxious, you're panicking, you write down everything that you're feeling, because it's like, for me, it's a form of meditation, because you're becoming completely conscious of your mind, you're becoming completely conscious of your body, you know exactly what you're going through. When you're writing these two things are happening. Number 1, you're letting out every negative feeling and vibe from your system outside into the universe. You immediately feel 10 times lighter. Number 2 is, again, when your problems are written down, maybe point-wise, or sometimes I just write poetry, or I form it into a pose, whatever I'm feeling, and I see it in myself. It feels like every problem in my life comes with an inbuilt solution. So it actually feels like I can tackle it easier. So maintain a journal which is only for you, and it becomes a lot more easier to deal with that stress. The next thing is extremely basic. It is something you hear every day, but it is extremely underrated, which is why I'm going to tell you why you should do it. Because I wish somebody had told me this when I was in school. That is, eat healthy and exercise regularly. I'm telling you why you need to do this. When we are stressed, our body releases stress hormones. For example, cortisol and corticosteroids, catecholamines. Now, these are things which are exaggerated when you have really oily food, because you just keep feeling worse. Your body has to put in so much energy into just preparing to digest that. If you're having a lot of salt, if you're having a lot of oils, a lot of what do I say, saturated fatty acids, cholesterol. Your body is anyway in such a frenzy that this just, how to put it politely, works up your body even more, which is why it is very essential for you to eat good food, eat a lot of vegetables, eat a lot of fruits, have some chocolate. That of course is okay. Another thing that happens at this point of time is when you're in stress, your insulin hormone level decreases in the blood. What insulin does is it takes the glucose from your blood and it gives it to your cells, which is why it reduces your blood glucose level. Now when you are stressed, your insulin levels are low, you're having a lot of sugars, your blood glucose level increases, and when this happens chronically over a long period of time, it adversely affects your blood pressure, and after a point of time you might become hypertensive, you might have heart conditions, you'll have kidney conditions, you might have lung conditions and liver conditions and all sorts of chronic diseases. So and actually this happens from your age, from your from your adolescence, and then from our 20s, which is how it keeps precipitating, and then you manifest it in your 40s. So it is very important to eat healthy when you're stressed. Another thing is exercise regularly, because what exercise does is it decreases your stress hormones and it increases endorphins, dopamine, serotonin, which are happy hormones, and it helps you feel better already. It makes you more energetic, it works all your muscles, and it also helps to channelize your frustrations into something productive, number one. Number two is, when I do this, I literally feel like all my frustrations and stress is evaporating from my body through my perspiration. So exercise regularly, eat healthy. It is highly recommended. The last thing I want to say is, this is most important. Talk to somebody, seek help. Talk to somebody, especially an adult you're comfortable with and you know is a well-wisher. I know you feel like your parents don't understand you, your teachers don't understand you, and that's how all of us felt at that time. But honestly, when you're talking to a friend about this, who herself or himself is going through stressful conditions or is trying to figure out what to do in life, how to do in life, they're going to give you a very biased opinion or suggestion about your problems based on what they are feeling. But when you are talking to an adult about it, who's already passed this phase, who's seen other people pass through this phase, and has a bird's eye view of the entire situation, they can actually guide you better. Even if they won't, even if you don't need their guidance at that point of time, you just want to vent out, they are going to patiently listen to you. Talk to anybody, seek help, seek professional help. Don't wait for the last moment when you're having a nervous breakdown to go to a psychiatrist or a therapist. Do that from the moment you feel like you want to better the quality of life. Take medication if necessary. If your psychiatrist feels that it is necessary for you, it's going to help you, because your high school is literally your formative years, but also it's the time, the last few years of school life, and you're going to make most memories, and when you're going to be old and frailing like me, you're just going to think back to what you did when you were in school. What I regret most is that when I think back to what I did in my high school, I can only remember either crying or panicking or solving MCQs. I don't really remember hanging out with my friends or doing anything fun or going on a trip, which is why I would like to tell you, studies is very important at this point of time, because you have to make a good career for yourself. But what is equally important is to make memories as well, because that is going to last you a lifetime. The last thing I want to tell you is, this is not the end of the world. It might feel like it is. I know it feels like it is, but really it isn't. You will figure it out. You're all smart. You're all really intelligent. You don't have to become a doctor. You don't have to become an engineer. You don't have to become what the society thinks you have to become, or you don't even have to live up to all your own expectations, because down the road, each of us is different, okay? If you want to become a doctor, go become the best doctor in the world. If you want to become a painter, go become the best painter in the world. If you want to become a mediocre author, and if that's what makes you happy, then go do it. Because at the end of the day, a seat in a medical college, a seat in an engineering college, a seat in a dramatics, a school of drama does not define your worth. What you're doing with your life at the end of the day is what defines your worth. So that's all what I have for you today. I was a science student, which is why the timetable I give you was according to my own schedule. If you can help us with your timetable of humanities stream or with commerce stream, please comment that down below. If this was helpful, comment that down below as well. If you want to talk to me or take any more suggestions or advice, or even you want me to listen to you, my Instagram link is given below. It's that Winged Mohila. You can DM me. I am always ready for a chat. Like this video if you think that it helped you in any sort of way. Share it with everybody, not only to increase the watch hours or watch minutes on my video, but if you think that it's really going to help somebody, because all that I wanted was to know how to deal with it, and I'm sure that your friends need to know that too. So share this with everybody to let them know that we're there for them and with them. Subscribe to my channel for more such content, more such fun videos as well, just to increase the fam, Stay home, stay safe, know that you're going to do it, because believe in yourself, because baby, you've really got wings.